This race, this opportunity, it meant a lot to me. I really, really wanted us to win that, and I think you know, this sport has highs and it has lows, and when you don't get what you want, obviously that's how it goes sometimes, but it hurts. It definitely does. You know, it felt like we had it. You know, I was coming through and I knew I was the first third man, and I knew our guys were not far behind. So when I realized that we didn't have it, it felt painful. And that's tough, but it really motivates us. You know, it makes me excited and it makes me hungry for what's to come. I think there's not a man on this team that doesn't, you know, look forward to that next opportunity and that next race. Yeah. This weekend, it did not yield the results we wanted. That means that something's got to change, or that we got to reevaluate, or we got to take a close look and see what we can do better. And I know there's things that we can do better. I know there's things I can do better. I personally take a lot of the responsibility for this weekend and the fact that we did not walk away with the title. I truly believe that had I had the race that I should have had, or whatever we could have gotten it. I think that I could have run better. I think I should have run better. And I think there's many factors that I won't dive too deep into that contributed to me not running better, but that brings me back to the idea of running being an equation. Running is often an equation. What you put in is typically what you get out. It's a much more complex equation than we often think. It's not just miles and recovery and workouts equals race. There's the whole mental side of it too. And I think that figuring out that equation, you can yield great results. It's why amazing runners are able to put together consistently amazing results back to back to back. That's because they learn their own equation. And that's what we're all here trying to do. And I think that a lot of us are very, very close. I think I'm very, very close. I think I wasn't close enough this past weekend. And I think that if I can dial that in, I think that I can be the runner that our team needs me to be, because I wasn't this weekend. But in 3 weeks, when we're in Wisconsin and it's NCAAs, I better hope that I can be that runner that I need to be.
Yeah, so best case scenario going into the race was we wanted to be the very first team ever in not just Stanford Cross Country history, but Stanford athletics history to win ACC title. Unfortunately, we fell a little bit short of that, but we're going to bounce back, and we still got second in a very close race to a very good team in Wake Forest. But yeah, kind of going into it, we wanted to be that first team to get the ring. Going into the race, we were extremely prepared. We had a pretty solid workout Tuesday before, which was a little closer than our last race, but in terms of just overall preparation, our coach had us very locked in. Everyone knew what their role was. This race was kind of different than the past two races because I would say we took more of a conservative approach. We thought that if we all did kind of what we've been doing in our usual status quo with 1 through 5, that would be enough to win. Unfortunately, Wake Forest exceeded our expectations and they ran an amazing race, but kind of going into it, we all knew that each and one of us just had to do what we'd already been doing, and if that was the case, that we were going to run a good race, and that's what we did.
When I was younger, I should have known better, and I can't feel no remorse, and you don't feel nothing back. I got a new girlfriend. He feels like he's on top, and I don't feel no remorse. And you can't see past my blindness. my mind, girl, since the flood. Oh, oh, feely eye, heaven help a fool who falls in love. I got a little paycheck, you got big plans, and you gotta move, and I don't feel left in it all, and you can't feel left in small. Honey, I love you, that's all she wrote.
The race went out hard. We went through 1K fast, and people were very sure about getting the right position going into the woods, where it became a lot more narrow. And I think we're in a decent spot, but where we needed to be was up in the top 20 with all of us in the top 6. And we needed to be there and start working from that group. I think by the time you had done the hill the second time, we were at 5K. There was a lot in the legs, and people were coming back, and that was a spot to pick people off for sure. But I think that could have been done better if we were 10, 15 spots further forward in the race. I don't think it would have felt all that much different throughout, but I think we were a bit conservative in the way we played it there. I think from 5 to 7K, we needed to do a better job of moving into the low 20s earlier, so then we could go try and kick and get a few more people up that last hill and get into the teens. For myself, I didn't really know all that much of where everyone was on the team during the race. I knew Paul was around me, I knew Leo was around me, but I didn't really know what it looked like up 10 spots or 15 spots ahead. So I was surprised coming across the line that we hadn't got the win. People had been saying throughout the race, you know, like couple spots, and it felt like we had picked that up over the last few K, and it was definitely disheartening coming across the line and seeing a different team celebrate. Was disheartening and a bit confusing because I thought we had done what we needed to, but they had a great day, strong team, and totally a wake-up call for the reality that there's a lot of depth in this NCAA right now, and we're going to need to be at our best to get the most out of our team in the end of November.
Looking forward, we're going to learn from this. It's not the end of the world, you know, it's not the end of the season. it's really just the start of when the season is heating up. You know, everybody knows NCAAs is the race. That is the race of the season. That is what it builds to, and that is what we want to excel at most. So I think there is no group I would rather be doing this with. I mean, you know, these guys, this team is my life. Every one of them is an extremely close friend of mine. There's no group of people I'd rather spend my time with, and it's just a complete joy to be able to do this with them. So I think we are in a good position to really dial in and execute these last 2 races of the season.
So the most important things for me and for the team for the rest of the season is going to be discipline, confidence, courage, and that power of friendship. It doesn't really, seem like it matters in a race, but being friends with your teammates, doing it together has been the most important thing for me, and I'm sure for the other guys throughout this year. So I'm just looking forward to the time that we can spend together and for the results that we can put down on the table. So it's my 5th year here at Stanford, and this team is all of my best friends and just kind of been the biggest part of my life the past 5 years. And so kind of this last nationals with Stanford and all my best friends is really important to me, and it means a lot to both Cole and I. We're not going to be coming back, so we just really want to leave it all out there and have one to remember when we're looking back in 20 years.
I know how it looks from the outside. Geez, you guys got 2nd. Can't you just be happy with 2nd? Sure we can. We're still stoked about what we did. We're never gonna discount our success or discount the things we did right. But I will always say this, the most dangerous thing for any athlete, or really anyone in many cases, is to be okay with complacency, to be too complacent. If you're too complacent, it sucks away your drive, and we don't want to become complacent. While we're really happy with what we did right, we are gonna really focus on fixing the things that we could have done better. That way we can do them better because we believe we can do better, and we will. Great.